All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So this week we got the season finale of The Last of Us, and if I had to sum this season up into one word, I'm gonna have to say rushed. Now, every single episode, even though all we got was 9, which I feel like it should have been 12 episodes to kind of just add a better pacing, add a better story and character progression. Everything just felt rushed. Every single episode, I felt like there was something missing. And for me, coming from someone who played the game, I can speak for a fact that there was a lot of nuance missing in the characters between Ellie and Joel and the people that they met. Specifically, Ellie and Joel's character. Now, the season finale probably had the best representation of what I feel like the relationship between Ellie and Joel was based off of what we got from the video game. And it was at its height in the season finale. But that type of feel or relationship or chemistry that they had probably should have been about episode 5, especially since we only got 9. And that is pretty much one of my main gripes is that the season was not long enough. It could have served a better purpose if it had more episodes to flush out the characters, flush out the relationships, and such. And we didn't really get to see a lot of Infected as well, which is one of the things that some of the key points that they've taken from the game and adapted into this TV series, we missed. The case in point when they first meet the bloater, the hunt for the battery, the final conversation between Ellie and the Fireflies and Joel. The things that led up to them getting to the season finale, we kind of got shortchanged on. There was a lot of changes that they made, based off of just the liberties that they wanted to take to bring this game adaptation to the big screen, not the big screen, but the television, that some of it changed the story for the better, and some of it I feel like just you didn't get enough context because they didn't go deeper into the story that was told from the game. And like I said in one of my previous videos, I did want the show to not necessarily be a 1-to-1 ratio of what we got from the game, but change it enough to make it its own thing, but not enough to not so much that it wasn't The Last of Us. And they kind of struck a little bit of balance, but I just feel like the show would have served a better purpose if it was a little bit longer, had a little bit more time to flush out. Like I said, I didn't feel the chemistry, the pseudo surrogate father, surrogate daughter type of relationship from Joel and Ellie until like the season finale. And this show was definitely for people who haven't played the game. A lot of people have said this is probably the best adaptation from game to television or just any of those forms of media. And I would have to agree. Going forward, I don't know what they're going to do with season 2, but this season just felt like it needed a little bit more time. I don't know if it had to do with budget constraints, contractual obligations from the actors, but it left me with the feeling of there was something missing. It fell slightly short of the expectations that I had, but overall, it was still pretty good. The Bill scene, that Bill episode, was probably it was a good episode in its own right, but you could have easily had it transition between Ellie and Joel and Bill and just tell a better story with just the character building that needed to be told in order for the audience to appreciate just how much Joel loved Ellie going into the season finale. I heard rumors that they were going to try to cram the entire game, the first game, into the first season, and I kind of doubted it. But the more I watched the show, the more I realized that's what they were going to do because everything, like I said, just felt absolutely rushed from the beginning to the end. The action set pieces kind of just hit and then they moved on. Things happened, they hit and then moved on. and they didn't give you enough time to kind of just relish in some of the things, some of the set pieces, some of the characters that they met along the way to just build that attachment. And for me, I just don't buy or feel the relationship between Ellie and Joel, with the exception of what we got in the season finale. Season two, on the other hand, I'm curious as to what liberties that they're going to change, and what they are going to take specifically from the second game and transition it into season two. Now, if the first season says anything, they're probably going to do the same treatment as far as, hopefully not, but taking some of the key aspects and key points from the second game and transition them into the TV show. But I want them to at least make it more than 9 episodes and build a little bit more context around what is going on with these characters. And overall, it was a solid season. Could have been better. Should have been a little bit longer. There's some things that could have been taken out that could have been added in, but definitely probably the best game adaptation we've gotten so far. So here's the season one. I'm looking forward to see what season two brings. Um, Naughty Dog, just do me a favor and just flush out the story and the pacing just a little bit more, please. And maybe you would have a second season that could surpass what we got from season one. But that's it for the video, guys. Overall, it was definitely a decent, outing. I did get a little bored myself, and it's probably due to me playing the original medium or the original media where the story was told a little bit better with a little bit more context and a little bit of better pacing. But that's kind of what you run into when you're trying to transition something or adapt something from a larger medium to a smaller medium. But check it out. Let me know what you guys think about it or thought about it in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, my name's Lincoln. This is the RPG Show. Like, comment, sub, and I'm out. Peace.